just playing until we get over the advertisements that run at the start of my videos, whether I monetize them or not. That should be about right. I mean, let's face it. You can probably hit the skip advert button anyway, which I shall go to the YouTube. So skip the advert button, put on my cans, and hope to heck you guys are hearing me. So, last week or the week before, I ran into this issue whereby this mic does not work with Microsoft Teams. So now I'm just a little bit paranoid no matter what I'm doing. So if you can hear me, sound off. If you can't, I'm pretty sure you're going to sound off anyway. So, little housekeeping. First off, as I always like to say, those of you who are watching us time shifted to tomorrow or next week or blah, 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 I appreciate you massively. Also, if at any point tonight you like what you're seeing, feel free to hit the smiley thumb. If at any point tonight you really don't like what you're seeing, feel free to hit the frowny thumb. And sorry for getting on a little late here tonight, but the missus is at work late, and the kids were absolutely not cooperating about bedtime. So we're on. So I'm just going to go through the hellos and say hi to everyone who's with us. If I mute myself suddenly, it's because I got a sneeze or cough. Just like that, actually. Tenenbaum, there we go. How's it going, mister? Charles and Anayin W. I believe that would be Charles W. down in the Philippines. How are you and Anayin? Anayin? Anayan? How are you folk doing tonight? Man, I feel like a rube. Canadian, how's it going? Nice to see you. Salut, Simon. J'espère que tout va bien ce soir. Lipstick Lodge, hi there. Linda, how's it going? Started snowing earlier. I haven't looked outside. It's supposed to snow for 5 hours. We're supposed to get a big snow dump starting on Thursday. Tenenbaum says he needs to listen to more Springsteen. I think we're at an ideal time for listening to a lot of Springsteen. No, I did not fall asleep. But fortunately, the tiny child finally did fall asleep. 3 months to spring. That's pretty good news. I'm just sort of... No, I was not unwrapping a new knife. I did unwrap a new... I had to buy a new router, which I have not yet installed. I bought a mesh router. I haven't had time to unwrap it or anything, but the girls unwrapped it and dug through the box. I told them to put it all back and not lose anything until I have time to install it. So, most of you, actually, judging by the side chat here, some of you noticed that I had moved tonight to 9:30 to be safe, and some of you obviously were not on the ball. Guys, I am not finished saying hello to everyone. Sam Jackson. Sorry. Hey there, Sam. How's it going? So it's going to be snowing in Ottawa as well. Okay. Gotta love the snow. Am I right? Only if you've hired someone to do the digging for you, I think. Just sort of there's a lot of conversation here that I didn't get in on the ground floor on, so I'm not entirely sure what's going on in the side chat there. Canadians saying, let's all go to Mexico. I think that Quebecers going to Mexico is becoming a meme at this point, so I'm not going to go right now. Get Bell off grid. Hi, nice to see you. Welcome to the live stream. I'm just doing my my usual housekeeping at the beginning. We're still talking about the squirrels, eh, guys? Jeez Louise. You guys are like unkind. Know what I'm saying? Let me do a little bit of side chat here. Not side chat. Doing a little clerical behind the scenes here. Because I did get down here a little too late. Have everything done before starting. Sorry, man, I feel like a pro tonight. Oh, I feel like an even bigger pro. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Give me a sec here, guys. I messed up my clerical. I'm not starting off well tonight here, folks. Behind the scenes, this is starting to look like a real shift show. Okay, we're back. We're good. All is well. Yes, that is the truth. Being held ransom by squirrels would be very simple. Apparently, Chris Scott is a good guy. I do not know who that is. Is that I don't know, but I'm gonna try to get back moving. Hey, Zach is here. All hail the ale, Mr. Zach. It's nice to see you. It feels like it's been a long time. Yes. Yeah, that's over on Dennis's live stream, which of course I've missed again. Hi, David. How's it going? You haven't been missing much. I came on late, and I'm still sort of saying hi to everyone in the side chat here. Hi there, Mark. Welcome to the live stream. Nice to see you. Everyone's saying hi to each other. Wow, I am really behind because this is all people who were speaking to each other before I even came on. Blueberry tea, nice. That's a good choice. So I'm just gonna sort of. Hi, Kelly Simmons. Welcome to the live stream. I'm gonna just try to skip ahead because I hadn't realized I was that far behind. Hi there, Hike. Mike. Why do I keep doing that? Hi there, Mike. Sorry. Yeah, I'm just sort of skipping down to the bottom here because it's. I am way too far behind. Hi, Carol. Welcome to the stream. Nice to see you. Smelling the whiskey. Smelling the whiskey. Marcus is in the house. Nice to see you. We got Russell in the house. And Tim. Man, look at everyone showing up. Look at you guys. Hi there, Longs. All right, I'm just skipping right down to the bottom because there's just no way I can keep up. Hey, there's Dennis. How's it going? You got the munchies? You got some chips or something? I hear that in Quebec we're also expecting a 15-inch dump. I have no idea if that's actually going to happen. They're not always right when they tell us these kinds of things. You know what I'm saying? You know what I was thinking about today? I'm not sure if this is interesting enough to have a whole conversation about tonight. But I was digging through my stuff rapidly because I was like, I got to get on. And I was looking for the batteries for this light. And I realized I have bought a lot of useless crap for this channel, like silly camera stuff, little gimbals that just don't work and all that stuff. And I wonder if that is endemic to YouTubers. Like we all do that, or if I'm just more susceptible. Somebody kickstarters a fancy gimbal for your iPhone or something, and I'm like, ooh, okay, it's $500. I'm not backing it. But oh, look at that one. It's like 120. Okay, I'm buying it. And I have bought so many gadgets like that that never get used. I sold a gimbal that I had kickstarted at one point, but um like there are some YouTubers in the side chat here. Am I alone in this, or sorry about that, guys? It's a little residual issue. Um, did I see Bill Kurtz? Yes. How's it going, Bill? Nice to see you. Linda says, I only need 2 more things for your GoPro. Starting to use the stuff. Yeah. I've got to get a GoPro. I may even just eBay an old one or something. I think that the GoPro, for what we do, right? Outdoorsy stuff, whether it's bushcraft or homesteading off grid. I mean, we've got a really good cross section of sort of the outdoorsy slash preppy blah 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 YouTubers here tonight. And the GoPro is ideal for outdoorsy stuff. There's a lot of stuff I would shoot differently if I had a GoPro along with me as well. So that's not really like the thing about the GoPro is there's a lot of attachments you can buy. Like you can really go down that rabbit hole, and next thing you know, you've spent a lot of money. But you know, Russell says don't go for anything older than a GoPro Hero 7. Good to know. Good to know. I will bear that in mind. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to buy anything soon. Anyway, I've really like my priority now that I've gone and bought a new router. My real priority here is definitely new editing computer. Well, new laptop. Yeah, the stabilization I think is key. Absolutely. Charles, they bought theirs on eBay. Yep. Oh ho. So oh yeah, so you had like you've got the head mount thing. LT says yes and no. I did try to get some microphones, but either they did not work or I wasn't into it. Fair. Absolutely fair. By the way, salut, monsieur. Zach, it's that I think if you do not use the widest of the angles, then it doesn't fisheye. Or at least that's the way it was back in the GoPro, the Hero 4 or Hero 3 days. I don't know what they're doing now because they're up to 10, and I see a lot of GoPro footage that is like not fisheyed. So I'm unsure. Mark bought a GoPro 9, a little glitchy. Should have picked up the 10. Is that because you picked up the 9 used? I know that GoPros are a little glitchy if you want to set one up as a live stream camera. I love it, Dennis. We are called gearheads, whether it's camping gear or camera gear, all the same. That's what I was kind of afraid of. The DJI action. Yeah, I saw that. Well, online. And I think I watched a few videos, a few YouTubes on it. One would think, Canadian, that everyone does have one of everything, but I don't know. It's just something I think about sometimes when I look at all these unused gadgets moldering away in the corner. It's like, huh, why did I buy those things? Yeah, editing will make a big difference, Linda, but it also takes up a lot of time. Like a lot. No, Simone, the GoPro is used everywhere. Many, many people use them. Yeah, I hear the GoPro is really the one to get if you've got the money for a new one. But I find that the pricing is punishing north of the border. Absolutely. Brother Love got an early one and has decided not to pursue the the GoPro ever since that experience. I wouldn't have bought the first GoPro though. I wouldn't have done it. It just now I admit that when the GoPro first appeared, I was like, this is a gadget that's not going to go anywhere. Wrong, but I'm not always right. It just seems that way. Tim has been thinking about a GoPro for a while, but he prefers stills. Yeah, it's hard to run a YouTube channel on stills though. And I don't know if the GoPro would be all that useful for still photography. I am still starving. I did not make enough supper tonight. Anyways, that's just an aside. It popped into my head, and because I'm a guy, if something pops into my head, I just have to. So sorry about that, guys. Oh, is Sam Jackson using one as a still camera? Hike with Mike is out in the swamp. Honeybee in the house. I accidentally sent you the wrong link, but then I fixed it, by the way. Zach, it's funny you mentioned shaving gear. I'm a great believer in the straight razor. It's what I use. When I first got into it, I really started, looking at brushes, buying different creams and stuff, and I don't want this to become a lifestyle the way it does with guys who are like super latherers and everything, or not super Uber guys. The guys who do the Uber lather and they have handmade scuttles and everything. No, I don't want to dive into it that way. I enjoy shaving with a straight, but I haven't gone all in on the accoutrement. I would like to have another straight because it's always good to sort of have one on the go and one sort of honed up and ready for, it's good to cycle them in and out. Oh, guys. But yeah. Yeah. Maybe we are all gearheads. Canadian says he owns two inexpensive action cams and they work just fine. It's funny because I bought an inexpensive one that just didn't work. So I don't know. LT got a Vixia with a mic port. Okay, so that's a straight up video camera. It's funny, Tyler, because I just saw a video yesterday about video cameras and how the actual the stream camera or the what do you call it? Is that what they call it? A streaming camera? The camera that you put on top of your monitor. Of how they're essentially they may as well just be dead because there are so many other options. Where did my cursor go? Too many screens. And in that video, he does sort of a little compare and contrast, and one of the cameras that he compares and contrasts with is a GoPro that he had bought off of eBay. I think it was a Hero 4, and the footage of the GoPro. Now you need like the Elgato capture thing, the capture card thing, which down where you live is like $120. Um, but for the price, like the footage just looked so much better than anything else he was playing with. Just give myself a note to try and find that video for you so that I can redistribute that wealth. Share the goodness. Bum, ba, bum, bum, bum. Yeah, I was hoping that I would just be able to pop it up in my history and pass it over, but I watched a lot of stuff while washing dishes and stuff last night, so it's found it. I sure did find it, and I'm gonna drop it into the side chat here for you. And because I am the channel owner, it will allow me to, I hope, drop a URL into the side chat. Did that work? Did that work? Yes, it did. Nice. Where was I? You got a Hero. Dennis has a Hero 8 Black and he likes it. He also has a cheapy sports cam that looks like a GoPro and is pretty good for a $50 camera. And I don't care if I. Yeah, I think the 8 was when I finally started thinking, you know what? I think I want one of these. 7 or 8. It's like there was a bump in the quality at some point. Like before that, I was like, and then 7 or 8. I don't know. One of those. So I was like, okay. Like I was watching YouTube's about it and thinking, okay, now we're getting to an interesting spot. Hike with Mike says straight razors have always been scary to me after seeing the place we need Todd. Here's the thing about a straight razor. They say, and my experience definitely bore this out, it takes you like 150 shaves to get it, to become able with a straight razor. You have a lot of rough shaves, a lot of slicing action, and then like you just develop the skill and you get the sense of how to hold it, especially because and then you change hands oops, sorry guys, to do the other side, right? I don't do a lot with my left hand, so that was really nerve-wracking at the beginning, but you do it. Here's what I always say for people who are like, ooh, maybe I'll try straight razor shaving, but I fear it. At one point, razors were knives, right? That's what these are. They're very, very sharp surgical steel knives. And at one point, that's what a razor was. For most of the history of shaving, a razor was a very freaking sharp knife. And so even the village idiot shaved with a straight razor. And it's not like there was a shortage of village idiots. You know what I'm saying? So, like, yeah, it's a little tough at the start, but you get used to it and it becomes less terrifying over time. Um, Tyler is saying he wants something for a nice flat overhead shot of your hands working. I think it would work. I mean, as I said, they're persnickety and you need to buy that Elgato thing. But I think it would work. Hike uses a cheap Sony point and shoot camera because their editing program is easy to use, and you're a tech gadget moron. I have heard that their editing app is quite user friendly. Wow. If I'd known about that, I would have told you to pick me up, pick me one up, pick me up one, pick me one up. How does that work? Pick one up for me. Yeah, of course. Bought two. Hell yeah. Yeah, I have a double-edged safety razor for days when I just don't have time. Because the thing about straight shaving, right? Okay. Think about I haven't even had any yet. The thing about straight shaving is it can be pretty time consuming. water intensive too. So if it's a day when I just don't have time, I use the like with the little razor blade that you put in, the double-sided razor blade. GoPro 10 is $700 on Amazon. Is that Canadian or is that American? Yeah, you either develop the skill or perish. That which does not kills you. Kills? Oh god. That which does not kill you makes you a better shaver. Hi mom. Welcome to the stream. I think part of the reason I like the straight shaving is that it does feel like a connection to an older time. But that's something that I picked up later. The reason I started with it was just because I sort of did the math of how many of those little plastic cartridges I threw away year on year. Plus those multi-bladed monsters, 4 blades and like I do, and it's like red immediately. Um, so I went the other way. I said, how can I do the shaving thing and throw away virtually nothing? So I bought a straight shaver, a straight razor. We got a good crew in here tonight. We got Dennis, we got Russell, we got my mom, we got Ian. Hi, Ian. So okay, it's $700 Canadian, eh? That's good to know. Maybe at the end of this year. This is the year when I want to find a way to make the monetization really work so that I can start buying stuff and writing it off. There's just a few little techie gadgets that I would like to pick up for the there we go, just getting rid of that for the channel. Yeah, I'm feeling better. I'm still kind of fuzzy headed, and I mean, you can probably hear that there's still some congestion and coughing and stuff, but COVID definitely did not kill this guy, thanks to the 3 shots. Yeah, Russell, how's the snow there today? Because I hear the snow is all like it's compacted and it's all hard. I mean, there are no problems at this point. We had a minor slushy day, but we're good. Yep, they sure did. In fact, the reason why surgeons in the UK go by Mr. instead of Doctor generally, as in I'm not sure if this is still the fact, is that it's because of the fact that a surgeon used to be not a doctor, but a barber. Hi, Serge. He's here, but doing stuff at the same time. That's fine. That's okay. Serge mentioned a really kick-ass YouTube channel name, I think yesterday. So I'm kind of hoping that at some point he just makes that channel happen. I use a cordless for this part. Well, I didn't do it this week, but that's what I use for up here. I'm looking for one that shaves really, really close, though. Why are we still talking about shaving? Like, Jesse, you're boring. Okay, let's move right along. One gadget that I would absolutely not regret buying is a new tripod because I broke my tripod. And so what I do when I'm shooting is I put the phone or the camera on it and just hope the leg doesn't buckle and deposit my expensive stuff on the ground. Like sometimes when I remember to bring duct tape or something, I wrap it around. But it was just a really it was a highly affordable tripod, as as so much of the stuff that I buy is. But this year I should probably, because there's a safety factor for this thing here, I should probably just suck it up and get a new tripod after I at some point get a new computer. But yeah, like some gadgets are universally useful and some gadgets are universally questionable. I have what is a pretty cool sort of like a little automatic gimbal for the phone that follows you around and stuff. But the problem with it is The way you get the gimbal to recognize you is you stand in front of it and you raise your hand. And then you bring it down and and then it locks onto you, and then you can move around and it'll follow you, which is terrific if you're standing in front of a concrete wall. But if you're surrounded by trees that are in motion, or like in my workshop where there's bottles and tools behind me, forget about it. It's just going to be completely confused and it cannot log onto you. So it's great in theory, but it's kind of a waste of money because it doesn't work in the places where I tend to shoot. Whereas, if I worked in a dance studio, with the flat walls and floors and everything, it would be perfect. But guess what? I don't work in a dance studio or a hangar. So that's what I'm saying about like kind of useless gadgets. Smells so good. I think Linda's having trouble with the with the autocorrect. Yeah, Ian and Serge. Shooting rests and sticks. Yeah, that's true. But for the money, look, I haven't looked at shooting sticks in a long time. Yeah, it's absolutely possible to use a decent phone as a stream camera. And as always, there's an app for that. In the video that I put in the side chat, he mentions an app for the iPhone. It's probably going to work for Android as well. In fact, I used to have the app, I think, or I had the trial version. What I found here, which is not necessarily the case and probably won't be the case once I set up the new router, is that live streaming over Wi-Fi is not necessarily a problem-free process. The reason I finally hardwired this computer through Ethernet to the router upstairs, or did we do that straight to the modem, Simo? No, we went to the router. No, I don't remember. Is because I was tired of getting buffering. And if you're using Wi-Fi to stream or do Zoom calls or stuff, you will on occasion get some buffering going on. That's the reason I don't use a phone anymore. I used to use a phone when the streams back in the day when I would have like
trial version.
Oh. Yeah, can you hear me? Okay, he's fixing that. The streams where I had I'm still getting an echo. He's putting in his headphones. Back in the day when I used to have like LT and Simon over and stuff, most of those streams were either, in fact, Simon, they were all just off my phone at that point, weren't they? I think I got that little Logitech camera for my computer at one point, but hi Russell.
Trial version.
Excuse me. I'm just taking a look.
What are we talking about?
Gadgets that YouTubers buy and never use. I was talking about my broken tripod, which scares me every time I prop my camera on it. Hi there, Acres. How's it going? Welcome to the Serge Bell. So I made a channel, but no vids for the moment. I also switched for an additional thumbs up. Oh, so that is Serge.
Serge.
Nice. That is a good channel name, Serge. Canadian says he got a rest for $10 and works wonderfully. Drop me a link to the one you got somewhere. Sam Jackson gets it.
That was my for anybody watching, that was the first time that I joined one of Jess's live streams. Was the trial version night.
Yeah.
Somebody came in. I forget who it was. He was trying to join us on screen, and every like 10 seconds, his software would say trial version.
Yeah, that was it Hawaii Volcano Squad?
Oh yeah, and then Mallory started doing it. She
Yeah.
was
She was good
really
at it because she sounded exactly like the like his.
yeah. It was weird.
I'd just like to say hello to Raptor Ranch. Hello,
First
everyone
time.
from northern Wisconsin. Nice to meet you.
Welcome.
Thanks for dropping in. Welcome to the stream. Everyone say hi to Raptor Ranch. You Raptor Ranch. So you live on our ranch? Are you off grid or are you? Man, Wisconsin. I've never been there, but I've seen pictures, and I would like to see that place one day. LT is saying an good old tripod with a bracket for light or boom mic and a good lapel mic for phone or camera. Oh, I see. He's making suggestions for the live stream because LT live streams as well. So I don't know what system he uses, but Hike with Mike says, I've never had good luck with tripods. They always break so easily. I shattered the crap out of a tripod once. I was on an escarpment of like this many degrees in northern Alberta with my bandmates. We were playing, we had played a festival gig out there, and we were exploring the countryside. And I had my tripod and my camera, this camera, because I always like to, so I'm crawling, like the other two guys go up the escarpment and I'm crawling up and I've got like the tripod and the camera and I'm trying to keep everything from breaking, and I start to slip. And I just, you know what? Tripod, I just threw the tripod, caught on. I managed not to shatter the camera on a rock. Scampered up. When I got to the top, I looked at my tripod and it was done, man. It was finished. So I have broken a few tripods in my time.
I've gone through a few. In fact, I need another one now.
Yeah.
I got probably 6 of them lying around.
Do you?
Yep.
Mm. Hey, look who's here. Hi, Dave.
Hey, Dave.
Wait, you keep falling on them?
Yeah, I get drunk and then I fall on them. Because they're lying all over the place. Well, not lying. I've actually got them standing up in different places, and I'm walking across the room and trip over something, and boom. And it takes very little to bend one of those legs,
Yeah. Especially those lightweight ones. Northern Wisconsin on Lake Superior. Man, that must be nice. Does Raptor Ranch have a channel? Does anyone? Can one of my mods see if he has a channel, and if he does, drop it there?
I am unfamiliar with Raptor Ranch.
So, Raptor Ranch, I believe. Bill Kurtz, are you somewhere? Oh, in fact, he's even said, I'm north of the Dells. So they are in sort of the same area of the world, I think. Hi, but you're in Florida. Why do you wish for a pair of gloves tonight? How cold could it possibly be?
I know I'm so well on color.
Are you running on Starlink tonight?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
I don't look. Wait, do I look good? Do I look
I think
spiffy?
yeah, it looks good. I think it looks better than usual. I think you're streaming at a higher bit rate than usual. Or am I wrong?
It better than it was several months ago, for sure. But my ExploreNet's been so good lately that it's I can't really tell.
Fair. What LT says that when he joins, it's just the laptop camera and microphone.
Yes, we know, LT.
Yeah. Yeah. Be nice. Yes, the live streams with those two were filmed on my iPhone. Yep, absolutely. 8 acres because he answered. Yeah. I have no acres. I have a backyard. It's taken up by a pool.
0.5 acres.
Point, yeah. Yeah, look at that. Dave's congratulating you on your almost 1 million views on that video.
Thanks, Dave. My analytics says right now that I have 958,000 views on it, so it should hit it in the next couple of days.
That's something to celebrate. For when it hits
in less
1 million,
than 2 weeks.
You're gonna have to open a very nice can of beer. Just taking a look here. I'm trying to catch up. I feel that I'm really late. Oh, sorry, Raptor Ranch. I just I made a stupid assumption there. Sorry about that. Tim has 2 tripods, one for land and the other for the sand of the beach. The land is a Manfrotto. Nice choice. When I was in film school, we all had Manfrottos. I've been pining for Manfrotto ever since. Carbon fiber, yeah. And the sand is oh, okay. I've never had one of those zombies. Sorry, guys. Oh, no channel? Okay. All right. Hike says 50 degrees may as well be 20 degrees to me, and it is really humid. So yeah, we get a humid winter up here too, and man, you're bundled up and you still feel that dampness right into bones. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. My mom says apparently it's really cold in Florida. The iguanas are falling from the trees. I thought there was a meme when I saw like iguana falling warning. Dave, Dennis is asking if your fingers are doing better now. Raptor Ranch is having a Guinness. Nice. Hike with Mike says, Colette, we had one day where oh god. One day. Am I not reading well here? Colette, we had one day when we were colder than Anchorage, Alaska a couple of weeks ago. Dennis, Dave is back up to 100%, which is nice.
Yeah, I remember we went to Florida for a week in January, and we wore our winter coats all week. It was so cold. There was like water in the pond at the trailer park we were at. It was all frozen over. It was weird.
Really? Interesting.
David bought one of my tripods. Oh no!
I just clicked on that. Which tripod was it? Not sure if I like it yet. He says.
I gotta see what's in my store. I haven't looked at what's in my store. That's probably not my most recent tripod that I use.
I had an Amazon store, but I closed it. There weren't enough. I didn't have enough action on my channel yet for it to be worthwhile. Hike with Mike says iguanas are invasive species in Florida. We have lots of invasive species. Yes, that I do know. But Russell, do you have a bunch of gear that you just never use as well, aside from the 6 tripods that you trip over and break?
I have a few things that I don't use or use very rarely. I got a bunch of memory cards that I don't use because I upgraded all mine to the super fast ones.
Mm-hmm.
And I see that I've still got the old ones in my store. I see that I still have the old tripod in my store too. I should update that because that's not my primary tripod anymore, Dave. I'm sorry.
What was it?
It's a New Weir.
Oh, okay.
New Weir portable 70 inches. It's got a. My latest one has a ball mount on the top, so you can always position your camera.
Yeah.
It can be a pain, but I've grown used to it. Now I like it better. The old one, you couldn't do that. You've just got the stick, so you can turn it and you can go up and down, but you can't
I have a tripod in there in the workshop that has a ball head on it, but it's too heavy for me to carry around. So if I ever have a dedicated studio space, I'm gonna just set that tripod up permanently.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. Raptor Ranch had minus 35 there a week and a half ago. Chickens wouldn't come out of the coop. Is that minus 35 degrees freedom or minus 35 degrees Canadian?
It's
Probably
almost
freedom.
the same.
Yeah, it's at minus 40 where they're the same, eh?
Why do you call it freedom?
Because I think it's funny. I think it's funny.
I gotta think up something new for that. Is that minus 35 Frankenstein, or?
Yeah, but that's not like a sort of an American meme thing, right? The way freedom is.
Yeah.
But like, and similarly, there's no Canadian meme thing that works. You know, like you can't call them degrees Putin or something. It doesn't work. It has to be a C word.
It's 35 degrees. We're sorry.
This is a good bottle of scotch that somebody bought me.
Oh, you opened it?
Yeah, I opened it on at after Books Fest. Remember when we were chatting in this in the
oh god
wherever? I opened it then.
Don't try to get me to remember anything we said after Books Fest.
I was celebrating the spectacular meteoric rise of that video.
Oh,
I figured it was apropos.
how is your taste? Are you back up to 100%?
I'd say I'm about 90-ish. Like good enough that I'm enjoying this bottle. Like if I had opened this like a week ago, it wouldn't have been worth it. Absolutely not. Raptor Ranch loves the winter and snow. I do as well. I didn't used to. It took me a really long time to learn to like winter, but I really come around, and I don't do the downhill skiing thing or any of that like stuff, but I like snowshoeing. I kind of like cross country skiing. I have more history with that, but I just discovering snowshoes and having kids completely changed my opinion on winter. Okay, no, here's a good question from Mark Campbell. If a friend of mine was to start a channel, what basic gear should he start with? If budget is a big thing, phone and a tripod. That's what you start with. Phone and a tripod. Tell good stories, and then upgrade to like a DSLR or Russell, you use a DSLR too, right?
You know what? I went the route where I went on YouTube and I did a bunch of searches for what's the cheapest entry level camera for making YouTube videos.
Okay.
And they all said, like everyone I looked up said, the Canon T5i is the entry level, which killed me because it was $600 at the time. But I've since upgraded to something better. But I think Jess is right. Like especially if the person is just making videos for fun, or if they're not sure if they want to really get into YouTube videos, like doing a lot, or they just want to try it out, then yeah, just use your phone.
Yep.
Go for it.
And depending on the phone, some phones are brilliant cameras. Some phones are not. So I mean, depending on the phone you have, that should sort of.
Yeah, mine sucks.
Does it?
I think my first dozen videos are all with my phone, and they all suck.
A lot of my recent videos are done with my phone as well. I mean, I have to play with the quality a bit, but LT says I got 3 tripods now. One I bought for my still camera, a Sanwa. Okay, yes. Second came with the video camera, Optex super light. Last one got a free Sherpa 200R without a head. Bought it for a newer video head. Nice. Linda says uploading to YouTube. I got up to 38% loaded. Checked later on YouTube, and it was down. Yes, this question is showing up a lot for you, Russell, these days.
I got asked that so many times. So sorry, Dennis, I can't answer anymore. I just
can't. Do you want me to do it for you?
The words have no more meaning in my head anymore.
You can do it, Russell.
Say a word
say it with me.
Over and over and over again. DJI Mavic Pro. And I will add the caveat that I don't know very much about the various types of drones. You should really do your homework and research. What else is there out there? Watch review videos and comparison videos and make an informed decision.
I am dying for a drone, and I have looked at that one and looked at it and looked at it. What's the name of the one that's just under the weight for which you need the pilot's license?
The Mini Air or something.
Mini Air.
Something like that.
I almost pulled the trigger on that one. I wouldn't have been able to afford it at the time, so it's a good thing I didn't. But I stopped because for me, not having the follow me mode or whatever DJI calls it, that's a deal breaker. Because so much of what I want it for is to just sort of follow along with me as I go.
Oh yeah.
You know?
If you're working by yourself, like you don't have anybody else to fly your drone, then
Which I do. Yeah, exactly.
you gotta, you know.
Yep, absolutely.
Like half my shots, like if I'm in the shot, then you know I'm using active track mode.
Yeah, absolutely. David says I was really fun after last Friday's Book Fest. I have nothing to say about that. Apparently, I called somebody a rat. And anyway, what else? What happens at Books Fest stays at Books Fest. Hike with Mike took tomorrow off. Nice. Hence the chance for a swamp camp out. I'm Florida. I'm getting good internet service tonight. Usually it's a dead zone. If David is still here, up north of 60, that guy on his live streams where he's out with Viv at the tent. Yeah, sometimes it's pixelated and sometimes there's a little bit of buffering and everything, but the performance he's getting is so much better than I would have thought. Because I have tried to live stream with a phone in downtown Montreal and had nothing but buffering. So I'm always impressed when you guys can get good signal, you know, especially for live streaming and stuff out in the sticks.
Yep, me too.
LT is just agreeing with us. Phone or camera, tripod, adapter for phone, and external mic. I would even make the external mic the purchase you make after you've shot a few videos. Like not right away, because again, the mics on these cameras are really good these days. But the nice thing about an external mic is that you can put a dead cat on it.
Windsock.
Yeah. Charles loves the season changes. I do too. You know, I'm happy that I live in an area where winter and summer are so different and spring and fall are so different. It really, like, I wouldn't appreciate what we have if it didn't happen that way. Oh, really? Okay. So Dave is also agreeing with us. Just an iPhone. He shoots, edits, and uploads all from his iPhone XR. What? That is fabulous. That's amazing.
Yep.
8 acres, as we shall call him henceforth, says, what's slowing me at the moment is video editing. Man, video editing slows me all the way down. I hate it. I hate doing it on this phone. In fact, I may just, like, I have a new phone fund, and I may just spend that on a computer instead for the family so that I can edit and my daughter can do homework and stuff. But yeah, editing on a phone is hellish. Absolutely hellish. Raptor, Bill got an incubator, so I'm going to rotate my chickens.
That Bill guy.
Incubator. Evidently, Serge, you're not alone. Charles is struggling with that as well. And yeah, it's, you know, I like editing on a computer. I like trying new things. In fact, I used to have a channel that's like just Jesse Corbet. It's still up there, but I don't post to it anymore. Where I used to try out new editing techniques and stuff and see, well, would that work for my main channel? No, yes, no. But you guys who can do it all on your phone without it just driving you nuts impress me. Apparently one woman's wilderness uses her phone. Okay.
That would drive me batshit crazy.
Yeah. It does. Sales says, I don't like the free video editing software. I can't justify buying Final Cut. Okay, here's a free editing software that there's a learning curve, okay? There really is, but it is absolutely pro level. It is DaVinci Resolve. Okay,
I've
it
heard that
works
too.
very differently to iMovie or Final Cut or anything, or the Adobe stuff, which I will not use. It works much more the way studio level video editing software works. Well, because it is. But what you get for no money is so robust and so pro level. The color correction is so much better than the one in Final Cut. You know, that if you're starting now, if I wasn't already way invested in the Final Cut way of doing things and just didn't, or I had the patience to relearn, I would totally switch. Absolutely. Because then when you spend your $300 on DaVinci, or 400, whatever it is, it's the same price as Final Cut. But with DaVinci, you spend that money to get certain very pro level things rather than basic functionality the way, because you can't have Final Cut unless you spend the money, which I did. But absolutely, look up DaVinci. It's a very, very good app. They're the same guys who make the Blackmagic camera. Do you guys know that one? Sam says that up north is the answered. Okay.
Not I.
Simo's out. Have a good one, Simo. Everyone say good night to
Good
Simo.
night, Simo.
Such a good scotch. Linda says, I have a drone under the weight. Still haven't used it yet. Nice. Everyone's got a drone but me.
The drone that's under the weight, I don't. Yeah. Sorry,
Look, it's got a lot of. It does have a lot of nice features. It's a full-featured drone, except for the feature that I want most.
Yep.
Right? Yeah. So it says have Cody fly the drone.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sorry, Dennis. Dennis asked. Never
I'm
mind.
about to get there. Yeah, but hold on. Charles says I'm gonna buy a new drone when someone can bring it over from the U.S. It's half the price there. Yeah, we have similar issues in Canada. Just wondering, Russell, because it handled the winds pretty well in your big video. Yeah, it did, eh?
Well, okay, so here's the thing. I fly my drone in conditions where you're not supposed to, for one. And there's a couple of times when I was flying it that I was flying it into the wind and it wasn't moving at all. And I thought, oh, crap, I better not go downwind.
Oh, crap.
I might not get it back. Yeah, so there's that. But I tell you what, in the times that I've flown it when you're not supposed to, I've managed to get some great footage. So it was, I want to say it was worth it. Mm-hmm. But if I crashed my $1,000 drone irreparably, then maybe it wouldn't have been worth it. But then again, I do have a video with almost 1 million views.
And replacing that would be a write-off. So I mean, I think you're, yeah. Brother Love just came back and sounds like we're way out of his depth. But one day when I get my channel going, I'll totally be in it. Yeah, we're not trying to go too tech talk here, but
yeah. Well, you know what, Brother Love? I mean, we were all there at one point, and it's kind of like when you become a YouTuber, it's like every day you got to learn a little bit more about something. You're running your camera, or lighting, or getting better audio, or editing, or something. It's just I've been doing this for 5 years now, and it's like every day is a process of learning and getting better. Yeah. So,
absolutely. Dennis, this is to you. I don't know how Russell's drone didn't crash and burn. Made for amazing video. Funny you should mention that. Because he did crash it at one point, and I thought the cinema verite in having left that in was priceless.
Oh, David. That's very nice, David.
I'm not there yet. I think I'm late. Oh, David. $25 towards my computer fund. Thank you muchly, mister. I will have a... Hey, Russell.
Yeah.
Do you have a drink?
Yeah, a beer.
Okay. Here's to David. Thank you, mister.
Cheers, David.
Linda says she's not computer savvy, so editing is going to kill me. No, Linda, there are a lot of really simple editing programs out there. You don't have to go for something really high-end. Most of us don't. Those of us who spend the money or get something really sort of in-depth, we're kind of into that stuff anyway, I think. I don't know, Russell. Am I off point here?
Sorry, I was reading Dave's comment. What were you saying?
I was saying that because Linda here, she says, problem is I'm not computer savvy, so editing is going to kill me. And I'm thinking, Dave there is saying that he edits everything on his phone. And I think Pine Martin also shoots and edits on his phone. And I think that, there are some very good, very user-friendly freeware options out there. And that, like, guys like me who went to film school, we kind of go for the Final Cut Pro or the DaVinci. I don't know, because we're kind of already geeky that way. And I was wondering what side of that you fall down on. Like, I don't even know what you use to edit your videos.
Yeah, I use Adobe Premiere, which is I don't know if that's the best idea because it's a subscription service and it's stupidly expensive.
Yeah, I de-Adobe'd my entire computer when they went that way.
But Linda, you kind of fall somewhere on the spectrum, right? And then you start learning, right? You just call up YouTube for whatever software you're using and just start watching tutorials and look for things on how to. And you know what? I've learned a lot just from watching other people's videos and saying, "Wow, that was a neat effect in there. That was a neat transition or something." And I'm gonna figure out how to do that myself.
Yeah.
And every day is a learning process.
Absolutely. Raptor Ratch says, can't use the phone but got a nice tablet. The funny thing is, very often it's the same app that will work on a phone or a tablet. And if I had a tablet, it would probably drive me less crazy than editing on this tiny screen. Because I'm old. These 50-year-old fingers, they're not quite as exact as... I'm not 50 yet. What am I doing? I've got I've got a half year. God.
Just accept it.
I'm giving up, right?
Accept
it. Yeah.
Acceptance.
Look who's here. How late am I on
Sean.
This?
Hey, Sean.
I'm only 5 minutes late. Nice. Hi, Sean. I liked your live stream the other day. Hi, Sharon. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? Mark says, hey, Sean, Alaska, keeping those knees warm?
and other bits?
I haven't worn a kilt in so long that, he's snowstorm, so he stayed in. I'm finally up to where? What were you saying?
Sean, I hope you got your camera out during that snowstorm.
Okay, this looks interesting. Dave says, early 2020, I bought a MacBook Pro with Final Cut Pro. Nice. Canon 90D, which I'm dying to get, by the way. With the Sigma 1835, that's nice. 1.8's a good. That's a good. Sure. Rode Video Mic NTG, GoPro 9, and gimbal, and still never used any of it to create a video. Are you kidding? If I got that whole kit, I would be like, woo!
Dave, get that GoPro out, put it on a head mount, and do your trail.
Yeah. But the next thing he says is also important here, because I think this speaks directly to Linda and the others who are saying, I would like to get started. Don't focus on the gear, focus on the creative process. And I think this hits at something I said, Russell, either on the voice chat in Discord, or I've said it during one of my live streams, that there are a lot of sort of TV 2.0 guys making videos with really high-end gear, and I wish none of them would ever show us the gear they use, because when these guys, I'm talking like Peter McKinnon or Matty Hepoya, when these guys say, just tell a good story, don't worry about the gear, nobody believes them, right? And there are kids out there saving up for that Canon 1D Mark IV because that's what Peter uses, rather than just buying a camera and shooting. Buy a camera, cut your teeth on affordable gear. You know,
I think you're right, and Dave's right as well. I think when you start looking at say somebody else's video and you start thinking I need to get more shots like that, and I can't do it with the equipment I have, and then you start to think of, well, can I fake it somehow on the creator? Can I fake it somehow? If I can't, then okay, what kind of equipment will work if I need to get these kind of shots? Because I did the same thing with drone shots. I kept seeing drone shots in other videos and going, I need to get shots like that, and the only way I'm going to get a shot like that is with a drone. And I put a year and a half out of buying a drone before I finally got one, and then I got one. I was like, oh my god, this is so awesome.
Yeah.
But I think identifying that you need to have something to do the kind of shots you want, as opposed to saying, I think I need this because other people have it.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, and this is exactly what I'm talking about, right? Brother Love is telling Dave, it's even more amazing that you accomplish what you do, but funny that the simplest methods survive. That's exactly what I want to see. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's because now, there is a guy whose videos are great and who says, just use your phone. So that's what I want to see. That's, I've got such a thing about this TV 2.0 thing, I call it. YouTubers using $7,000 cameras for their vlogs. I mean, if I could afford a $7,000 camera, great, but I would rather spend that money on a higher-end computer or something, Yeah, and then this says, stills were so much easier. Fair enough. Sharon says that DaVinci is almost similar to Premiere. A little bit, but not that much. I mean, because DaVinci uses like a node system, right? And I haven't used Premiere in a long time, but I don't think Premiere used nodes. I may be wrong about that. Charles is asking to Russell, how much is Budweiser in Canada? Here it's around 25 US a case.
The tall can, which is what I buy, is about $50 a case.
Jackie's asking, what app do I use with my Samsung phone? See if... I mean, I'm saying this as a guy who hates editing on his phone, but see if... Oh. DSLR. Okay, see if you can find... I think Splice works on Android. Right? It's just a real simple sort of, let me open a project, which I will not show because it's for Friday. Right? You've got a timeline. You got... Oh my land, it's hard to do this backwards. Essentially, it's the same as most apps, but rejig towards a phone or a tablet, and I think there's an Android version of it as well. Splice. If anyone else has a suggestion, just drop it in the side chat for Jackie. Hi Jackie, welcome to the stream. Sean uses a subscription-based program, but I own the program too. When Adobe switched to subscription-based, I de-Adobe'd my entire computer. I found whatever was closest, but not subscription-based. And like I used to work as a designer, right? So I'm very steeped in the Adobe ecosystem. But I have a massive problem with subscription-based software. So I just, forget about it.
Me too. Yep. I can't stand it.
Good night, Mom. Everyone say good night to Colette.
Good night, Mom.
Oops. Sorry, Carol. I just clicked on that. What I wanted to click on was this by David Evans. I've tried editing my very few videos on iMovie. It's not very user-friendly. iMovie is very user-friendly compared to Final Cut Pro. it's very simple. But the thing is, video editing is not very user-friendly as a process. Like, there's a learning curve to even the basics. Hi, Sharon. Okay, Mark is thanking David for the advice. Yeah, and absolutely. Okay, yeah. So Sean did get some footage. I cannot wait for that cabin build to start. A cabin build, and I start. Think, I'm right there. I can't wait to see that.
He's telling me that because I sent him a big long spiel about the types of videos he should be doing and thumbnails and titles and
Yeah.
Anybody else would have been like, fuck that guy, excuse me, fudge that guy, but Sean just laughed it off and said, yeah, I gotta do that.
Yeah.
Snowstorm in Alaska.
Yeah, snowstorm in Alaska. Trapped
in my trailer at 40 below.
And his trailer is not exactly insulated. So that
exactly right. Exactly, like I think a lot of people are like, oh, I'd love to live in a trailer in Alaska.
Yeah.
And well, what's it actually like though?
Yeah, exactly.
And Sean, I want to see scenes of you huddling in front of your Mr. Buddy and going, okay, it's minus 40 at the floor and it's plus 40. Plus 100 at the ceiling. I'm trying to translate it into Fahrenheit. Plus 100 at the ceiling and all that kind of crap. That's what people want to see.
Hey, look what he just said, Russell. I bought a decent camera, a T7i, but the best stills I shoot are from my phone. It's funny because now that we're starting to see a little motif happening here of guys with channels who just... Because as I said before, I use my phone a lot. Because it's just so easy to pack along and battery life and all that stuff.
I don't do a lot of stills, but yeah, my phone shoots interesting stills that are different from what my camera shoots. But
right, yeah, it's very different from. And this is an iPhone 12. The 13 has much better cameras. The cameras on a phone are what drive my purchase. Right, I always buy this phone was stupidly expensive. This is a $2,000 phone. It's insulting, and I get angry at Apple every time I look at the price of their phones. But I'm invested in the ecosystem. I'm not an Apple fanboy. I'm a disgruntled. I like their ecosystem, and their OS is probably the best one out there. But the fact, I don't think a phone should ever be an aspirational purchase, and that's what this is. And I disagree with that massively, but I really like that camera. And I'm not going to buy an Android phone because I like being able to copy something on my phone and paste it on the laptop. I'm absolutely trapped by their ecosystem, so I can't just say, well, to hell with this, I'm buying an Android phone. But what I was going to say is I do love hearing a couple of guys here yeah, I've got a great camera, but you know what? I just use my phone because these guys are putting videos out, and people are obviously liking it. Both of their channels are doing great. The videos are good on a phone. So I just
it's all well and good until you try and zoom in on that wildlife running across your property.
Absolutely, there are definite weaknesses to the phone. Absolutely. SV
I tell you
Rock,
what,
by the way.
Hey Jim, I tell you what, I was riding out in the ATV one day towards the car, and the dog suddenly stopped, looking off in one direction. I look up, herd of elk. Are they a herd of elk? Anyway, there's 10 elk standing up on this ridge, just standing there staring at us. And all I had with me was my GoPro, and I didn't even bother taking footage of it because there's no zoom on a GoPro. Well, there's digital zoom, which sucks. So
digital zoom. Not as thanks, buddy.
Get that new computer.
I'll get that new computer in no time. Is YouTube taking, what is it, 20%, 30%? What do they take?
30%.
Yeah. Oh, man, you too, man.
I don't know. We should just
all right.
send you money.
See you, Serge.
Can I Serge?
Just taking a look. Seeing who else is. Oh, thanks to you too as well. Thanks, man. What? Guys, come on. It's getting embarrassing here. Okay, people are still saying goodnight to my mom. Jackie, yep. I'm how far behind am I here? 10:43. Oh no, I'm not that far behind. I'm still okay. I'm holding it to 5 minutes late. All right. What do you think of that video title, Russ? Russell?
That's good.
Yeah, I like that one.
Or maybe Blizzard in Alaska - surviving in
a trailer.
Surviving in a trailer. Play with the verbiage, and then the thumbnail's got to be the trailer with flurries and crap.
Yeah. All right, Brother Love is out. Say bye to Brother Love, everyone.
Good night, Brother Love.
Stay safe, mister. Stay healthy. Apparently, I need to bring up my volume.
I just changed my volume to be... My volume was set at the highest it would go. I just changed it to be auto-adjusted, so maybe give it a few minutes and see if...
All right. So I won't adjust it yet. Mark, how does it sound right now?
He said, how do we sound?
5 minutes late.
Yep.
Linda says the best pic I've taken in my life was one of hoarfrost on trees. Yeah, there's a lot of opportunities for good photos and stuff like that. Whenever like the first real sort of rain to freezing of the year, when the trees are all covered in like that ice and everything, every year the first time that happens, I run out with my camera, see what kind of shots I can get. Oh, and it was done with your drone. Nice.
Phone.
Phone. I need new glasses, dude. Sean Alaska says, my daughters both have iPhones for the camera. They are pissed that my Samsung takes better pictures. If I was to go... If I was to go Android, it would probably be a Samsung. They seem to, or LG. I find that for electronics, Samsung and LG both consistently put out fairly good stuff. We have a Samsung TV that has lasted us well for 18 years, but it ain't 4K, so we may be, swapping that out at some point.
That old? Is it a tube TV?
No, it's a 1080i TV, right? So it's right before 1080p.
So it's 1080 interlace then.
Yeah. Raptor Ranch says, my Rhodian Ridgeback just went nuts, so she'll be back soon. Sam is telling David that he's discovered the meaning of life. Isn't it 42?
Sam! How are you, Sam?
Just taking a look. Who is Dennis saying bye to? Night, BL. What's going on between David and Sam here? What's this conversation? Tenenbaum says it still sounds... Oh, BL is Brother Love. Wow, I feel smart now. Sean has a pic from today. Piles of snow looking at the front of the trailer. Icicles hanging to the ground and snow swirling. Oh, that sounds amazing. Excuse me.
We don't talk about stuff like that.
I was
filling in. Yeah, we don't.
I was about to say we don't really talk about pew-pews, but I'm glad that you're safe. We've had a couple of weird things happen around here where we pull into the driveway and there are people standing around our stairs and we're like, what are you doing? Oh, nothing. And they like take off. One night, it was weird. Like I was home with the two girls, like the two kids and their grandmother, not my mom, their mother's mother, and the missus was coming home, was coming up the street, and she saw two guys huddled at our front door. Now, I was standing in the living room and I heard this big bang at the door, and one of my daughters went to open it to find out what's going on. So I was like, no. And so I ran over and I whipped it open, and there's these two guys standing there, absolutely stoned. Like, and I said, and I, like, just as I was about to start going at them, I heard the missus go full French Canadian on them. Like I had no idea that she was there, but just as they kicked, she got to the bottom of our driveway, and she just laced into them, and they both like jumped, looked at her, and jumped over our balcony and took off down the street. So I keep thinking, like, you know, it's a nice neighborhood, but it's also a not nice neighborhood. So I think we got to put in like at least a camera system or something.
Good night, Sean.
All right, good night, Sean. What are you doing hitting them? Oh yeah, you work really early. He gets up at what, 4?
It's weird because he's in Alaska, so there's like a 4-hour time difference. But yeah, he gets up really, really early.
Yeah, he gets up really early. Thanks, Mark. Look at that.
Almost
And
have
Bill,
enough for a
too,
new
you guys
computer.
Yep, that's where it'll go. 42, absolutely.
I like Bill Kerr's super sticker. It's a cheerleader. Can you see it?
Oh yeah,
You can't
yeah,
see
yeah,
it.
yeah. It's funny because I don't see it here, but I do see it at YouTube. That's weird. Linda, it says LG is better, but they didn't have any left last time, so I went with Samsung. Hey, I'm caught up. I'm caught up.
That's weird.
Yeah. How often does that happen?
On your live streams?
Not very often.
Yeah, 28 people watching.
Well,
29.
and because I started a half hour late, I'm gonna go for an extra half hour. I think that sounds reasonable, right?
That's fair.
Yeah,
That's fair.
I think that's fair. It's funny because there are like 28, 29 people watching, but I don't have 28, 29 people chatting with each other in the side chat. I mean, you never do, right? I'm not complaining or anything. Just look at how many people watch your live streams versus how many people, keep up the,
I figure half the people watching are NSA agents, so they can't chat. So
that's a particularly dark way of looking at it.
Shout out to all the NSA agents. I think when they're watching my live streams, they snuck a case of beer into a meeting room and they're all sitting around and like
Books festin'.
Yeah, exactly. And the managers are always like, "Why do that same group of guys always volunteer to work Friday nights?"
What's going on with that? So good. Water chaser. But seriously, what I wanted to get around to saying when I said, I looked at, like, my eyes fell on some gear that I never use earlier tonight, is that I gotta not be tempted when someone's kickstarting a new gimbal anymore. Do you know what I'm saying? I gotta just no, because you buy $320 gimbals, and well, actually, that could have bought you something more useful, right? That could get me part of the way towards one of those solar power banks that I keep wanting, the Goal Zero or the Jackery. $300 gets you part of the way towards something like that.
Why are you buying gimbals?
I'm not, but I mean, I was at one, not gimbals, not so much gimbals, but yeah, One of them is a gimbal.
I don't have any gimbals.
2 of them are gimbals. Because I learned how to use hold on, let me just hide. I learned how to use a film camera gimbal in film school, right? Hold on, let me see what I got here. Let me see. Does this count as stepping off screen? I think it doesn't count as stepping off screen.
That's a great shirt you're wearing, by the way. I love that.
Cool, eh? Yeah.
Or is it a jacket?
No, it's a shirt. I don't know. I don't know what the. So what's this? Cinovate. Okay, this is something I kickstarted. It's a. You know. Weights, right? Because gimbals always need weights. So this is how it works. Right? You got a handle, you got 2 weights hanging over this side, and it works like hell. It's garbage. But I don't have regrets about it anymore because why waste my time? So I got that. Never gets used. Okay, what's this one? Ozbot. Okay, so this is an Ozbot something or rather. Right? This, I believe, might be the one I was talking about, where what you do is you stand in front of it, you put your arm up, and it recognizes you, provided you're standing in front of a blank wall, and then it follows you around. So I guess this isn't really a gimbal, it's more an automatic whatever for your phone. I would turn it this way, right?
Is that another Kickstarter?
Maybe. What are you?
I don't know why. Unless you have an actual need for these things, why do you do it?
Because if I'm shooting in a Sam Jackson, and here's another one. It's like I'm not gonna use that. It was garbage.
Good night, LT.
All right. Good night, LT. See you next time. See, now just Sam Jackson's bringing me down.
Well, okay, this is exactly what I was saying earlier. Is like if you're making videos and you're trying to do something that you need a piece of equipment for, you think, creatively you need this thing to do this thing, then yeah.
But here's the thing.
Okay, you should be a cost justification. You should be able to justify the cost by saying, I'm going to use it for these types of shots in my videos.
Yeah, and the idea behind this Ozbot, which is supposed to follow you around, was whenever I was shooting in the workshop, I could move around and it would just follow me, because that's what the use case of this is.
Oh, I see.
But like the other 2 were just, I was trolling Kickstarter or something. Oh, that looks interesting. Sure, I'll support them. It's like, oh God, Jesse, for God's sake, stop. So I don't even open Buffalo Plaid.
Never heard
Carolyn
of that.
decorated our whole camp in Buffalo Plaid. Ooh. I bet that was cool. Hey, there's Scott Green saying, off topic, but have you guys tried that little platypus quick draw water filter? Started showing up in my YT suggestions and reviews seem decent. I haven't, but it has started showing up in my suggestions as well. So I think that they're probably doing like a marketing push to a lot of YouTubers.
Never heard of it.
Would you like me to find it and share it on the?
Nope.
Meh. Don't need to. I made that face on regrettable purchases. It's funny, Scott, because the way I react to seeing something showing up at every YouTuber's videos is I'm less likely to buy it. Like I watch a lot of cocktail videos because my other channel is a booze channel. And suddenly everyone was making coffee cocktails with Mr. Black. Now Mr. Black is not available in Canada. Well, it's not available in Quebec. I don't know about like places like Alberta. But there are other coffee liqueurs out there, and because I've seen Mr. Black everywhere, I'm Mr. Black averse. And I'm that way with like it was a flashlight, like back onto this side of YouTube, there was a flashlight company that was just everywhere at one point. Was it Olight? I don't know, but whichever company it was, oh, see you later, Dave.
Good night, Dave.
Have a good night. Was it Olight or something else? But it's just like everywhere, and this was happening right at the time that I needed to replace a flashlight, so I didn't buy it. If I see it in every YouTuber's channel, that tells me that marketing is making a push rather than it's actually that great an item. Like if it happens all at the same time.
Through Night is the other big one.
I think it might have been Through Night at the time.
But yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I think you're gonna see Blue Eddy Power Station videos soon because I got sent one.
You got sent one?
They're like, hey, can you do a video? And then this thing showed up like 2 days later. I'm like, holy crap, that came from China, right?
Oh crap.
Got here really quick.
Do you have a dog snoring next to you?
Yeah. That was so snorting.
Oh, snorting.
It's just right here. I can reach over and bug her, wake her up and stuff.
No. It's funny, you know, I can't even remember why I want one of those power stations now. There was like a real specific use case I wanted one for. I think it's related to the fact that if I hit the woods, I kind of need to be able to power my CPAP machine for the duration.
That'd do it.
You know,
I tell you what, the Blue Eddy that I've got now, it's a 2 kilowatt-hour one, and it's just so freaking heavy.
Yeah.
There's 2 handles on it, and when I saw pictures of it, I thought, oh, I like the one handle thing. I just want to be able to pick it up with one hand and carry it. Like, oh hell no.
Good night, Dennis. Everyone say bye to Dennis.
Good night, Dennis.
So, and would that be it? That's a function of the battery inside, right?
Battery and the transformer to because it'll be a 12-volt battery inside, and it's got to put out 120-volt AC. So there's also the transformers can be heavy.
Okay. David says that he bought the Olight after Russell's video. It was a good purchase. Great flashlight.
Oh, that blue one? Yeah. It's great for seeing long distances, but not great for like you're trying to find something underneath the table.
Oh yeah?
Get blinded. You blind yourself.
Okay. Mark is out. 4 a.m. start time. Okay.
Good night, Mark.
Good night. Excuse me. But yeah, it's funny how like when something like that just appears everywhere, I'm like, no. Like there are certain things that appear everywhere that you know, like if you're watching a lot of music videos, like if you watch 10 music videos, you know, the bass player in 8 of them is playing a Fender. But that's not because of a marketing push. That's because they've just, everyone knows how it's supposed to sound. There's a certain quality that you're used to and you expect from Fender, blah, blah, blah. But then if Fender had never existed before, and suddenly all across YouTube, all the live bands have this Fender bass, I'd be like, what's going on here? You know, because, I worked for a while in marketing. So I know that a marketing push is not always indicative of a great product, you know? Let's take that off.
Yep.
Scott says, definite marketing campaign. We have the same feeds. Mr. Black was everywhere. Light Through Night, you name it. Yeah, exactly. I think Plate was supposed to be Olight. Raptor Ranch says, if you live in snow, you need I guess she's referring to a Blue Yeti.
I think so.
You see? I just got home and I also want one for my CPAP. Yeah, for me, being able to power my CPAP it takes up a lot of my thinking space, because I definitely want to, hit the woods for a couple of days or a week or whatever, sort of going forward. And so I absolutely have to work that out. Just taking a look, making sure. Yes, I would. Raptor Edge was referring to the Blue Yeti. See, I mean, I'm not big enough to be getting sent stuff yet, so I don't know them, and I've never seen the Blue Yeti before. Is it a new company?
Newer than Jackery, which is about 8 years old now.
Yeah, because I was gonna say even Jackery is not that old.
There's several of them now, and they all kind of popped up recently.
Sharon is saying that I should make sure that I get 1,000. I'm guessing for the CPAP that I'm talking about. Because here's the thing: they sell CPAP specific battery packs for wicked amounts of money that are only good for keeping you going for like 2 days before you have to recharge them, right? And like I bought a yeah, Sharon is saying for the CPAP. So I bought one of those portable solar panels, but portable solar panels are fine for powering up your phone. But I don't know how long you have to leave them lying there to power up something like a power bank for your CPAP machine, you know?
Days. Those portable solar power panels are garbage.
Yeah, so yeah. So 1,000. Sharon just reviewed the 800 watt and it won't run long.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Excuse me, guys. Maybe I should invest in a long extension cord. That would be a very long extension cord. That'd be like one of those full-on electric cables that they string across the whole province. Excuse me. Sorry, guy. I think that was my first yawn of the night. I'm getting parched. Water, nectar of the gods. So Sharon, you just reviewed the 800 watt on your channel? I'll check that out. I would ask you to drop the link here, but it won't let you do that. Uh-oh. I'm starting to yawn, guys. I'm thinking we're going to shut her down exactly at 11:30 because when I start to yawn, I start to get really boring. Excuse me. The problem with these power banks, these solar power banks, is it's kind of a big outlay of money. You know, like I'm not like we're not poor or anything, but I mean, certain purchases have to be sort of planned way in advance, you know. Sharon says did not include the CPAP because of that factor, but did test it. Okay. Uh-oh. So much yawning. So much yawning. But Sharon, yeah, I'll go and take a look for that video. Raptor says she's just doing solar. It's new to her. I think solar and wind and tidal are just amazing ways to generate electricity because the sun is free. You know what I'm saying? it's just there's a magic to that. In part of the same way, like I like to sail. I don't love motorboats, but I love sailboats. There's like a poetry in motion aspect to sitting in a boat that is being powered by the wind. I love stuff that is powered by sunlight or wind or the motion of waves or or a little wheel in a stream kind of thing. I love that kind of thing. Yeah, I'm sure you get a lot of wind on Lake Superior. One thing I've only been to the Great Lakes a couple of times, but I was on Georgian Bay. Well, actually, I was on the spit of land separating Georgian Bay from the larger lake. And Russell's heard this story, so he probably is going to find this boring. But I'm sitting there in this cabin. We rented an Airbnb, and like the windows are all open because there's a breeze coming in, and it smells like the woods and the water. And I'm up alone, and I'm pretty late at night, and I'm sitting there, and I'm writing something or something. And off in the distance, I heard the rumble of lightning, of thunder, like far away across the water. It sounded like. You're like, oh, okay, so it's gonna be a storm. I should probably think about. Boom! And it just like the whole house was hit by this rolling thunder. I was like, that was fast. So from probably about 10 minutes, I'm gonna have to get everything battered down to running around and closing windows and like that fast. So that it greatly impressed on me how, like sailors always say that, on the Great Lakes, a storm can creep up on you fast. I thought it was kind of sailors' tales, and then that night happened. Like rumble, rumble, rumble. Okay, I'm gonna have to. So, anyways, that's sort of a defining Great Lakes moment for me. I think how fast that storm rolled right in on us.
Raptor Wrench, your caps lock key is stuck on. You might want to fix your keyboard.
Raptor's yelling at us.
Yelling. Come visit! Bring your own fishing poles!
Yes, Raven, I was on the Bruce Peninsula, exactly.
It's a nice area.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Holy crap. Ian wants a small stream when he gets his 180 acres. As long as it keeps running, it keeps producing power.
Ian, let's just put all our wishes into one basket.
Yeah, absolutely. And Raptor, David is saying that they lived on the north shore of Lake Superior. Definitely lots of wind. I've seen so much proof of how fast weather changes on Lake Huron. Absolutely. There are not many sailboats on Lake Superior. Yeah, I don't know if I would, sail on Lake Superior.
Why aren't there many sailboats on Lake Superior? Because of the storms?
That must be it. We talking about squirrels? We're back to the squirrels? We're back to the squirrels? Really?
No, just fox it. Oh, damn.
I'll tell you, if there was a fox out here, there'd be no squirrels.
I'll tell you what, every single time I sneeze, I gotta blow my nose.
Sneezes do tend to have that effect. Excuse me. I cannot wait until that stops. Listen to me complaining about the COVID like I had a wicked case or something. It wasn't that bad. I know people who had it so much worse. I like Cliff says, let me over and I'll eat the little buggers. Yikes.
Okay, Raptor Wrench, we can no longer read your comments unless you find your caps lock key. We're going to be ignoring you for the rest of the evening.
The last 3 minutes?
That's just how love goes. How's that dram?
So good. But that's the last one for tonight.
Oh.
So good.
Can you get your tongue in there and lick the glass?
I would if I wasn't on camera. Hey, Liz Weekly popped in. I'm working on it, Liz. I'm doing a lot better than I was. I'm not 100% yet, but I'm very, very close. I really came back from this thing. I came back from this thing strong, you know? Like I always say, that which does not kill you makes you stronger. And so I'm so strong right now. Oh, I love it. So Raptors, sorry. And then
Jim,
you're a brat.
you brat.
Yeah, I haven't seen Bettina either. And we're going a half hour late tonight because I started a half hour late. I don't think we're going to get Bettina here tonight.
Bettina's sitting there watching, going, soon.
Yeah. 9, 8, 7. Holy crap, look who's here. Cocktails at Home is in the house. Yes, I like it. And I believe you've got the same mic, don't you? And my taste is almost completely back again. So I think we're going to do that live stream on the other channel pretty soon. Everyone say hi to Scott, by the way. That's Cocktails at Home. He's a buddy of mine who lives in Edmonton. We know each other through music, actually. Through gigging on the same stage a fair amount. Yes, Raptor Ranch. He's definitely being a brat. Oh, you guys.
I'm going to start banning people.
David, cut it out now.
Starting with David.
Yeah. Boom. David, banned for life.
Bettina at 11:29. Yes.
Yes. Hi, everyone. Oh.
Hey, what did I miss?
Yeah, exactly. You missed everything, Bettina. Anyways, I'm gonna pack up these things I bought and never used. Like this one, I don't even know if anyone else would use this because the way it works is like, it's so stupid. Okay, so you put your weights on here, and then the handle goes here, and it holds your phone. Stupidness, absolute stupidness.
You know what? For just about anything you use that holds your camera, just add some weight to it.
Yeah,
that's it.
Absolutely.
Like put a 5-pound wrist thing on, and then hold your camera. There you go. There's your gimbal.
Yeah. Absolutely. But like, you know, when I was in film school, there was those what are they called? Like, obviously there were steady cams or whatever, but there was a kind of handheld gimbal, the name of which escapes me right now, which is essentially what you're talking about, right? You drop a huge weight below so that, you know, you can run along and the camera just stays absolutely flat. Well, we like you too, Raptor. David and Sam are totally going after each other tonight, eh?
Well, they're two of the four musketeers.
Yeah. Oh, Sharon's got a DJI gimbal. It's a pain in the arse. I find that gimbals are all a pain in the arse, though, because, you know, you're having to calibrate with your weight, with the weights and everything. Just drives me nuts. In fact, I have another one that's not up there that I've used a lot. But I don't like stuff that's persnickety, right? I like stuff that's simple to set up.
Persnickety.
Sorry,
somebody learned a new word today.
Gosh, no.
At least it's not Seminole.
I believe the Seminole live in Florida. I'm having the Ooga doll tonight, Scott. I do actually know what Seminole means, but the day that you said, don't use that word, I've been looking for a way to slip it into every conversation ever since. And it's not always perfect, but it's always sort of in the ballpark of what the word means. Yeah. Raptor is asking if there are any gamers here. Oh, are you ever in the right place?
Nope, no gamers here.
No gamers at all.
What's it? What do you mean by game? Like,
Yeah,
do we play basketball or
what is a game? No, I think the one
Monopoly?
question I would ask Raptor is if are you talking about video games or are you talking about role playing games? Because I play a lot of video games, but I'm like I haven't played Dungeons and Dragons in like 30 years.
Well, you pretend to be a YouTuber. That's kind of a role playing game.
Yeah, I cosplay as a YouTuber. It's not very funny, Russell. It is kind of funny. It is a little funny. But yeah. Tim is out, it looks like. Oh, I'm clicking on. Oh, I have a nice evening, Jess, Russell, and everyone. See you soon. See you later, Tim. I'll probably chat with you soon. I forgot to ask Tim what he was painting these days.
Pictures.
Really? Russell?
Yep.
Ah, the end of a dram. But I will have no more.
Somewhere.
Not tonight. Because I don't want to go through this bottle too quickly, because that's a good bottle. It's weird how, because now that I've switched it to the DSLR, things are only in focus when they're near my face. So if I wanted to show you like this spoon I made, I kind of have to do this. It's like, this is awkward.
Oh, you got the autofocus turned off?
No, it's not turned off. It's just if I want it to focus on something else, I have to do that really irritating, like, look at my spoon. Yeah. I find, it's a little, so I guess I could, because you have to make sure that it can't see your face, right? Is that in focus?
Oh, because you got it on face tracking? Yeah, that's in focus.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be cool. Saying that, I'd love Tim to do a painting show and tell, like a painting live stream. I could just imagine, and we'll just put a happy little tree right in here. David says, I tried playing Left 4 Dead 2 just so I can shoot people in the back. That's why he was joining our games? Online games, Raptor is saying. Yeah,
well, that could still be Dungeons and Dragons, to be honest.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, that's true. Especially now. What's the name of that site that you can use? You can have it up as a game master, or no? D&D uses Dungeon Masters, right? Or have they changed that up?
I'm not sure what you're talking about. I mean, we use Fantasy Grounds.
Fantasy Grounds? There's another site that I'm thinking of that is essentially the same thing as Fantasy Grounds. Just taking a look. But yeah, it would be cool if Tim would do a painting live stream. And just live stream until the painting was done. I used to know a guy who his YouTube channel name and the name that he used was Ron Swanson. Obviously, that wasn't his real name. That was how he maintained an air of secrecy about his actual identity. But his channel name was... the hell was it? It's something like Fox Prepping. And he had like the Fox something studio. And he used to live stream as he did his leather work. Not even necessarily talking to people all that much, just doing his work and had the camera on. And people used to love that. They used to watch all the time. Scott Green says, Ugadale, that calls for all caps. Love that smoke. Yes, I do too. It's one of my favorites. I have not played Call of Duty in a long time. I do sort of like online games. Well, I like some online games. I have played the Call of Duty one. I also played Battlefront 2 a lot once they sort of got over the early controversy. But I haven't played an online game in a long time aside from Left 4 Dead 2. Which, I mean, it's a 10-year-old game and it's still rock solid. Scott, I support you in that. It's a good dram to pour. Raven says, my son tried to get me into his gaming, but every time I'd respawn, he'd be there waiting and shoot me before. Yeah, that's... Spawn camping is not something I condone. Okay, we're at 23:28, so we got 2 minutes left. So if anyone has anything fabulous to say it right now.
Without caps.
Without caps. Tim could live stream paint on Russell's 24-hour live stream.
I still want to do that.
I don't know if I could do that. A 24-hour live stream. I don't know if I have the staying power.
I think it's probably my God, Raptor Ranch. We don't need all caps still. Jesus. I think it's more of a summertime thing. To be honest.
A summertime thing?
Yep.
Man, I don't know. 24 hours. Like, well, you would do it with City Girl, right? So that you're like spelling each other, I guess.
No.
No.
Not with City Girl. But with people like you
Scott.
and
cocktails. Oh, I see what you're saying. Like, do like this kind of thing.
Like,
for 24
yeah,
hours.
StreamYard. Like,
okay.
Well, would it be StreamYard? I gotta think about how to do that because I want to have music and everything.
Mm-hmm. Daniel and Lucia just got here, but bye now. Yeah, we're getting off in like 1 minute. Roll 20. I believe that.
Yeah, roll 20 is another like Fantasy Grounds.
Yeah, I think that's the one I was thinking about actually. I'm pretty sure that's the one I was thinking about. I also still contend to this day that the D20 is the best die design of all.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Have you ever seen a 100, a D100?
I've only ever seen one once. It almost looked like it was just a ball to me.
Yeah, it's very close to just being
Yeah.
a ball. You roll it and it goes.
Yeah.
It takes like a half an hour for it to stop.
Eventually rolls to a stop. Yeah, absolutely. It's
Just a
like,
marble.
yeah. And I guess I don't really see the use case for it.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
not when you can roll two tens.
Yeah, it's like, no, I don't see what's going on there. Okay, we're at 11:31, so we're gonna shut her down. People are leaving the live stream anyway. We're down to 19 people. Hey, I forgot to check the thumbs up.
Please hit the thumbs up.
Not bad. 28 thumbs up. So yeah, we're gonna shut her down for the evening, for the week. For those of you who are still here, thanks for hanging out to the bitter end. Between now and next week, please be healthy, be sane, be safe, and be kind to one another. Good night. See you next week.
Peace out.